This album for me is like, I've been living with this material for a while and didn't want to release this material until, you know, it sort of passed the test of, this is timeless. Songs like Vacant, I love that song. Like, that's one of my favorite tunes, mainly because of the horns that's in there, and they start off really mellow and then they get big and it becomes celebratory really quickly. And I also love my verses on that record, because it's just talking to me, it reminds me about what the group really is about. At the end of the day, we leave it all on the stage.
We go all out, our insides vacant.
People see our show and they're like, yo, that was literally the best show we've ever seen. And these are fans that go to shows all the time, and I feel like that song describes that feeling. You know, we go all out until our insides are vacant. Like, everything from in here has to come out.
Just give and give.
Give, give, give. There's two songs in this album that to me feel like country songs. My whole world changed in one day. Said my whole world changed in one day. I love some of my lines I felt like I was ingenious with. The blind leading the blind is so inefficient. We're not
alternative rappers, just rappers with vision. I only rode on a private jet twice, but I've been on my own plane my whole freaking life.
I've only been on a private plane twice. But I do feel like I and the group have been on our own plane. We've been that one hip-hop group that has always defied the norms. Like, I feel like when people historically look at hip-hop groups and artists, we sort of stand on an island by ourselves. Not literally, but we're one of those groups that stand on a unique place in hip-hop.
But also open the doors for other groups.
Yep,
like
that have that individuality.
Black Eyed Peas, who said, man, we want to be like you guys.
Tell me, what was the inspiration for your verse on Better Days?
So that was literally a mirror of my life, where you feel like you're working hard and you're doing all these things and you feel like you're sacrificing a lot, and you might not feel like you're getting where you want to be. Like, it feels like you're running really hard, exerting all this energy, and you like maybe took like that far of a step forward. So it's just explaining that, or just kind of expressing the frustration that goes with that. You find that you just know that somehow, some way, eventually this is all going to work out the way you want it to. So you just kind of find whatever strength you need to just hold on and keep going, and you make it see another day. So there's this part in Better Days where the music kind of breaks down and it kind of goes into this little scat thing. And it's like, so, and it happens, and it's fun because you kind of feel like you get to bop back to the 50s and 60s and then snap your fingers, you know, type of thing.
The song In One Day, I love that song. To me, it's really about changing your mindset. So it's not that your whole life literally changes in that moment, but the trajectory of your life can change in that moment. And I remember when it happened for me, I was trying to imitate, you know, rappers that I loved. And when I finally realized my own voice, it changed our whole trajectory. Like, all of a sudden, the group started getting love. We started getting attention from talent people and managers. There was a time when I used to fight consciousness. Like, my mom and dad would try to tell me to be conscientious about our history, about our legacy as a people. And I was fighting it. I was young. I was like, yo, if it'd get me more girls, maybe, but other than that, I ain't trying to hear this. And then there was a day when it all changed for me, like, you know what, no, I do need to hear this, and I need to change my trajectory, and it did. And so I feel like that song is very true to anybody who's ever had a transformation. It doesn't matter who you are.
One of my favorite songs to perform on the album is I Don't See You at the Club. It's one of our more smoother, mellow tunes, but the content is really something that seems to connect with the crowd. You know, partying and going out and balancing that with business and working and, you know, feeling judged about how often you do one or the other. And so when we start that song, the first musical notes that come out, it seems like it affects the crowd in such a way to where they pay attention. The meaning behind the song is it has that playful but serious vibe that says, you know, we don't see you here, we don't see you there. It's like, that's okay. It's all right that you don't see me, because I don't see you in places that I roll. A lot of people that hear the song definitely gravitate toward it, and it's something that they all pull something specific to their lives.
Things I love about I Don't See You at the Club off the new album is the sample, like the way it's chopped, the way it was produced. It has the jazz saxophone in it and the keys in there.
I don't see you at the club.
A lot of modern hip hop, you don't get that rawness anymore of the individuality of a producer, and everything's so cookie cutter. But in this song too, is like, you know, most hip hop's 4/4 time, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, over and over again, which is fine, that's danceable. But the cool thing and unique thing about this song is like about 3/4 of the way in, we go into a 7/8 time. So we switch up the time signature over the sax solo, and it's just a beautiful thing, and it's just so jazzy, and then it comes right back into the chorus, and everybody starts bopping their head again, and it's just to experience that live is just so awesome. And I love that part of the show every time we do it live.
The Trauma video, that was an interesting situation, but the director was in town for one day, and he was about to leave in about 5 hours to go back to Italy, and he said, yo, do you want to shoot a music video? I never met him. We had never talked. And I said, how much? He said, free. I said, hell yeah. So I literally packed up my car, got in my car, went to the studio Icon in the heart of Atlanta. Where this dude, beautiful studio. He was waiting on me. And we started shooting. The concept was, look, just put on like I got a black eye from the police, like the police just roughed me up, and let's shoot in one room. We had about 2 hours to shoot. The dude that did makeup, he did the black eye. We shot that video in about 2 hours, and then he was off on a plane to Italy. He edited it and sent it back, and that was the video Trauma.
We have a really cool way of making sure that everybody has a piece. The organicness of just who we are individually, we're able to capture all that into songs like Better Days.
So the title of the album, Craft and Optics, really comes from focusing on the craft despite the optics. So like a lot of artists are creating hip hop in a particular way nowadays where it's almost like you got to use the same kicks and snares in order to sort of be in the in crowd, and you got to use the same time signature, and that's cool. I mean, we experimented with that on our last album. This particular album was more about focusing on the craft the way I see it as a producer, despite the optics. Hope you all enjoy this record. We really love it. We think it's a special piece of music. And go buy it on our website, arresteddevelopmentmusic.com. We always appreciate y'all's support. We only want to sell 1 million of these, so after the 1,000th copy, we just want everybody to stop buying.